YouTube Comedy Week is a tube full of funny things, and it's free, essentially, isn't it, really? It's free, and all sorts of massive people and very funny people are contributing to it. I'm contributing to it, and I'm not funny in the slightest, but maybe that in itself will become amusing. When you set it next to some genuinely very funny people, you'll think, this bloke isn't funny at all, and that will then become amusing. I find that amusing. I find really bad comedians amusing in a cringy sort of way. A bit like bad magicians and bad jugglers. I find that quite funny because it's so horrible. It's so hideous you have to laugh at it. I laugh at either absurd things or really childish, puerile stuff about pooing and trumping and all that sort of thing. I find words funny. I think the funniest word in the world is scribble. Scribble always makes me laugh, and cheese is a funny word, and fluffy is a funny word. What else is a funny word? Can you think of any funny words? Words that are just funny. Some words are funny if you say them over and over again. We're all familiar with that. But the word scribble, this goes back to when I was a child, when a teacher gave me a new exercise book. You used to have to go and queue up at a sort of window. This is all very workhouse-ish. And you'd show your full exercise book that had been signed by the teacher, and then you're allowed to have a new one. And the bloke gave it to me and he said, "It's wasted on you, mate. You'll just fill it with scribble." Which was true. I did fill it with scribble because I couldn't write properly. But I just find the word scribble, when people say, "Oh no, he scribbled all over it," it makes me roll up. I'm going to start laughing in a minute at it. Scribble. And cheese is a funny word. You can't just say cheese. You have to say cheese. Can anybody just say, "I'd like some cheese, please"? I can't. If I'm in a restaurant, I say, "Oh, could I have some cheese?" Cheese is a funny word? The cameraman is smirking slightly. Do you find cheese a funny word?
I don't know why, but I do.
It is a funny word. Is cheese a funny word amongst young people?
Yeah, I do.
Cheese?
I think we've got a full house for cheese.
Cheese is a funny word. Fluffy's quite a funny word. I laugh a lot at sort of lame descriptions that are better than the correct word. So if you say inflatable paddling pool, that's correct, but it makes me laugh when people say, "Oh, I've got a blow-up paddling pool," or it's like see-through handbag rather than transparent. They say, "Oh, it's see-through." Well, see-through is a stupid way of describing it. It's really, really childish, but it's better, I think, and blow-up is better. Licky-sticky, meaning self-adhesive. People say, "Oh, it's licky-sticky," meaning you got that and stick it on. Like those little sucker cup things you put on the fridge. They're licky-sticky.
When was the last time you had a good laugh?
Oh, I haven't had a good laugh now, probably for 20 years. Life's been so tough, really. And it just hasn't been funny. It's very difficult to find it funny when it just isn't. I suppose, no, seriously, my last big laugh. What was the last thing that actually... I like that moment in laughter where you think it will actually kill you. It's almost like drowning. You think, I cannot find this not funny for long enough to regain a whole lungful of breath to sustain my body and my brain. I quite like that sensation because it's sort of frightening as well as being funny. And I also like it, I've had this on some things on the television where you've got a sentence that you think is funny. I had one of these on another programme I make about the police not having the legal authority to measure children before deciding whether or not they could ride in the front of a car. And I had to read this line on the television. I couldn't get to the end of it. It was only about 12 words long. I couldn't get to the end of it without laughing. And the fact that I couldn't get to the end of it without laughing became funny in itself. And I did, 50 takes, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't say, "The police have revealed that they do not have the legal authority to measure children." I can do it now because it's not funny anymore. But at the time, it was gut-bustingly amusing. So the funniest people in the world are the people who aren't actually funny. And nothing has ever been funny when narrated with the prefix, "Oh, it was really funny." That is a sign. It's like people who say, "I'm not being racist or anything." It just means they are. Well, actually, it's not like that, because people who start off by saying, "Oh, it was really funny the other day," it wasn't.